Hello. Hello. What's going on? Audio input capture. There we go. Back. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see where we are. Hi, everybody. Thanks for dialing in. This is actually a new challenge for me. I've never really worked with garments that much. Pretty much just done nudes. So, we'll see how this goes. Well, then welcome back. fashion designer right now, rather than a figure sculptor. Hi everybody, just popping in. Fucking piece of shit. What is wrong with TikTok? Very, very wrong with them. Or abuse children. Go away. Come on. as I am. A couple hours a day where I have to stop every 10 minutes to reset TikTok because it thinks I'm a pervert. Yes. Takes time. Okay. Thank you for the comment. Thank you. Tattoo Fumble, perhaps? Is that your name? I'm like experimenting. Something very, this is a new direction for me. I'm actually going to put a garment on this girl. I think I was initially motivated because TikTok keeps labeling me a pervert, but then I'm like really engaged in it. I'm like, you know what? There's some really interesting work by Bernini and some other sculptors where they worked with clothing, and I think it actually could be a value add if done properly. So, I'm expanding my horizons, trying new ideas. find a place to put my wine where it won't spill. Got to keep the priorities straight. Thank you for coming back. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe the TikTok algorithm is actually recognizing my partial nudity. What do you think? Think that's why it keeps flagging me? Because of my tank top? Perhaps it's my laugh that gets me flagged as a pervert on TikTok. Thank you. Do I like typo negative? I do like typo negative. Yeah. I have to admit to have rocked out a few times. What was the guy's name? I forgot, the lead singer. I think his name right now. Did he die? appreciate that. Appreciate you coming back. That is pretty cool of you. That's kind of my objective, is to create a good vibe. A place where chilling happens. Place where the chilling happens. This isn't quite right. Something's not right. Let's change this. All right, everybody. Another upswing of traffic. This is going to be a challenge. I've never done cloth before. We will explore it together. What do you think? Wrestling in Live. I think I recall you from the other night. I think you are a returner. How you doing? I would have say, how you doing, man? But seeing as my sister is a wrestling coach, and I'm now aware of the prolific amount of women wrestlers in the world, that would be a foregone conclusion. Actually, an erroneous conclusion. I like women, watching women wrestling. It's like women MMA fighters. It's just a whole different game. It's just the ferocity is different than men's. It's like the first time I witnessed it was rock climbing, when I realized that women are often better rock climbers than men because at least what was explained to me anyway, because they don't rely on upper body strength, they rely on full body mechanics. And I definitely hypothesize that there's something similar about wrestling in MMA, that women, rather than relying on their upper body strength, learn to use their entire body in concert. Which makes for a very different engagement. I think I now have enough clothing on this girl that TikTok has stopped harassing me. So that's good. It's really starting to agitate me. I don't know, inherently clothing a nude always bothers me. That seems more perverted than just dealing with a nude body. I mean, of course, I went to art school and it's like drawn and sculpted thousands of nude bodies, so for me it's very collegiate. Yeah, it was very frustrating. That's why I kept stopping and restarting, because it kept flagging me as a pervert. So it did tonight too, but I just started on trying to clothe her. So anyway, I had to kind of redefine it to me, and I looked at some of the sculptors that really inspire me, that have done some amazing drapery work. So I stopped thinking of it as dressing up a Barbie doll and started looking at it as sculpting drapery to enhance the sculpture. So that's kind of how I've managed to get my own mind to engage, if you will. You know what I mean? It's particularly offensive, considering the amount of perversion on social media, Instagram and TikTok, like women doing all kinds of disgusting things. It's like, really, you're going to make a moral judgment of me working in clay? That sounds silly. But nonetheless, here we are. Yeah. They allow way too much to flag clear. Yeah. Well, obviously I agree with that, or with you on that. That this is a bit silly. But I mean, I'm a father of 3. I don't want my kids looking at dirty stuff, but or at least stuff that's age inappropriate that they can't handle yet, they can't process. I mean, everyone's going to get exposed to perversions. If you're not ready for that, you're not ready for life in our culture. But you know, I don't want my kids overly exposed to perversions before they're ready, so I'm not completely against control systems, as it were. But I also think there's a social aspect. I noticed yesterday that when I got flagged for sexuality, oftentimes the chat was indicative of that. And I'm like, I don't think they're doing image recognition as much as they're doing text recognition. I think it was literally the chatters that caused the problem. Or at least contributed to it. Yeah, I noticed the pattern that the chat dialogue was coincident with the flagging. Did I actually get... Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, no, it's running. Booze break. Obsessed with her jawline, nice. It is a regal. She has a regal neck and jawline, I would say. At least that was my intention. You seem to think the same, or at least seem to be what you're indicating. I appreciate it. Sense of accomplishment. Castle at the beach, nice. There's some creative beach work has been done. Wouldn't necessarily minimize that. I lived on Venice Beach for a while in California. Every once in a while you just see some crazy thing someone had just put a huge amount of time into that was obviously temporary and it's going to go away. It's not going to last. They put this huge amount of work in. Thank you, CK Bigga. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Professional sandcastles. There's a competition for everything now. Hello, awareness. How are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. This is Roma Plastilina. It's pretty common at art stores. It's an oil-based clay. You could get it online at Blick. You could just find it on Amazon. Just Plastilina, be what you're looking for. It's oil-based, so it does not dry up. You can get hard and medium and soft. I think this is medium. Obviously change consistency with heat as well. Because the question is, how does the small little piece at the bottom hold it all up? Because she has an armature made of, I will demonstrate. She's like a Terminator. Her internal structure is made of, let's hold it up here for you, 5/16 steel. So coming up from this leg, around her spine, and then right down through there is solid steel. And I used a torch. And the first night I was working on the sculpture was a little bit of strongman competition, bending it into shape. How long does this usually take? I don't know what usual is. I've been working on this basically through January, but only a couple hours here and there. So actual on the clock time, I'm not sure. I mean, we'll say I was sick in there for a week, didn't work on it at all, and so we'll say I've worked on this maybe 16, 20 days. It's probably got for say 15. I've probably been on this for 30 hours, if I had to guess. Could you punch the sculpture? No, I'm not going to punch the sculpture. It's about 30 pounds. It would take a hit, but no, I'm not going to do that. When I'm done, I'm going to cast it in bronze, and then you can take a whack at it if you want to. It's going nowhere. Well, welcome back. I probably will stop and restart the stream at some point. That seems to be an interesting experience as far as prompting the algorithm. But you guys are being so cool and active, and I don't want to lose you. Oh my God, let me see if I can decipher this. Oh, I lost him. It was a Japanese person, and I know a little Japanese. I was gonna see if I could decipher that katakana that was there. It would take me a second. I lived in Japan for a year and a half. Oh boy. Really like the drawings on the wall. Yes, thank you. You can see all of them on my profile, or you can go to Beau.art or Beau in the Dark on Instagram. There's a link tree. You can see it all. If you want to see, if you want to get a better look at them. I mean, I've been working in the arts my whole life, to be honest. Various capacities. Professionally, I've been working in the movie industry for a few decades, sculpting digitally, doing animation, that sort of thing. Thank you, Haley. Appreciate you. How did you get into that kind of work? I mean, obviously you have the talent, but how did you get? I mean, I studied sculpture when I was in art school. That was back in the 90s. And then I've been working digitally for the last couple decades. But honestly, I haven't worked in clay in quite a while. So I found some clay in a toolbox over here that was literally 20 years old. And I'm like, wow, let's get after it. And so I did. So here we are. So this is kind of like an old girlfriend, if you will, someone I haven't seen in a while. I'm starting to feel like we may have outmaneuvered the TikTok algorithm to stop flagging me as a pervert, because it hasn't done so in the last 30 minutes. Nice. Well, inspiring people is pretty damn awesome from my perspective. If you're feeling the need to create because of something you've seen me do, that's a win. What would inspire someone to do this every night, especially when they're being attacked by an algorithm? There've been a few times when I didn't want to do this anymore. I've only been doing it a few months. Been on TikTok for not very long at all. So, you know, I also need the inspiration coming from you. So thank you. What I noticed is on Twitch, for example, I had a community that's seemed more consistent or loyal. I know their names, but now I'm actually seeing it happen on TikTok as well with you guys. You guys have all been here for a while. You've been here repeatedly. It's like, that's interesting, because TikTok is such a huge, like, just public forum. So it's interesting to see it, that there is a more personal connection happening here as well. Yeah, on Twitch I am Beau in the Dark. Yeah. And sometimes there's a lot of people. There's like 80 people the other night. Right now there is nobody, unless they're just silent. But the other night there was like 80 people. So it definitely varies on Twitch. Cats and houses. All right, well, cats and houses it is. Chunk of something in the clay. wouldn't get too hung up on berating yourself over your subject matter. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but there's a guy I've been following on Instagram, and he just does animals, but they're just gorgeous. Wish I could remember his name. I'll tell you it. They're kind of abstract, but they're definitely pictures of animals. They're just gorgeous. So my point being, I would not minimize yourself. If you're saying you do cats and houses, do cats and houses. Do cats and houses better than anybody's ever done before. Do that. Do it all the way. Oh, cars and houses. I misread you. Cars. If you're into cats, do cats. But yeah, cars. Okay, cars and houses. Yeah, well, I got my crap ass eyes. I was actually recently in the automotive industry. That's why I lived in Japan for a year and a half. Worked at Toyota on autonomous cars. Nice. Exactly, right? With kids, everything's the first time, so it's all abstract art to them. That's a very good point. Well, art can be peaceful and calm. Art can be horrific and violent. Still be art. But yes, I'm intentionally creating a cool vibe. A calming vibe. Nice. I just did a Medusa drawing. You can't see it on TikTok. It's in the background over here. But if you go to my profile, you'll see a Medusa drawing I just did. All right, Wrestling's Life. See you soon. Thank you for coming. Look forward to seeing you again. Go take care of business. Hello, skibidi, 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 skibidi. Thank you. Wrestling is back. That was quick. Wow. Little Faust. Nice. Is your soul for sale, my dear? What's been inspiring me lately? That's a good question. Inspiration is hard to come by, right? I think I used to look for it extrinsically. You know, it's kind of the concept of the muse, you know, looking for it in someone else or something else. And I don't know, I'm kind of old now, which by that I just mean I've been around the block a little bit. And I'm not finding inspiration in externalities anymore, which is tough. Because getting it externally is easy. It's gratifying. It's exciting. Someone or something else. You feel traumatized? Good God. I don't know. Are you telling us about your day or what? What happened to you? You feel traumatized. I feel it's a big reason to enjoy working with kids. They keep a part of that young spirit. Yeah, absolutely. I can totally see it. I have 3 kids, so I've been through it, but not, right? It's very chronological, right? They hit different stages. So I'm having a different stage child experience than I did before. And we're all young teenagers. So I'm not having the 5-year-old, which is, of course, you know, really, it's pretty amazing. You know, looking back at the pictures, you're like, wow, look how excited that human being is about everything. Wow, you know, a 5 and a 3, so you're right in the thick of it. Clap, clap. Thank you, Solar Diamonds. That's a good name, I like that. Solar Diamonds. Diamonds of the sun. Oh, I feel like... Serving face. I don't know what that means, but okay. Dad turns. She has a face that does not decline. Wow, that is... sounds amorous. Nice. Back to a little more experimental jazz. You're from New Jersey. Where am I from? If you're asking me, where am I from? I'm in Kansas City. I grew up here. I moved to New York to go to art school when I was 19. Lived in Los Angeles, working on movies for a couple of decades. Came back here to Kansas City during COVID. Spent about a year and a half in Tokyo. Returned from Tokyo last May. And then have been back here in Kansas City basically doing this in some way. Various ways since then. What was living in Tokyo like? Well, it's pretty hard to describe, honestly. It is a completely other world. It's not like going from Kansas City to New York. It's like going from Kansas City to Mars. Or at least halfway. You know, I've spent a lot of time in foreign countries. I had an office in Moscow for a while. Been around. I would say Japan is actually, after you get intimate, after you get to understand the culture, it's further away from Western culture than anything I've seen. They're fundamentally at their core different than we are. So it's challenging, honestly, to live and to work there. Biggest city in the world. yet incredibly isolating. Very isolating. Spent a lot of nights alone in Tokyo. A lot. Got a bicycle. Didn't have a driver's license. And I would ride back and forth to work about 20 kilometers each way. Whatever, about 20 miles a day or something on a bike. And even in the rain. And it was kind of the highlight of my day. It was actually riding my bike across Tokyo. I listened to actually this exact track. This was my Tokyo music we're listening to right now. Important. This particular track was important to me. I listened to it a lot. Not any specific reason it was important to me per se, just I listened to this track a lot on that bike ride across Tokyo. Yeah, definitely. You know, I did meet my neighbors, one of my neighbors, one time in Tokyo. I know all of my neighbors here. And doing business there is, well, I don't know about doing business there. I was actually an employee. I'm used to doing business. I'm used to being an entrepreneur. I took a job because I wanted this experience. So I worked for Toyota. I think being an entrepreneur in Tokyo would actually be a lot more gratifying than being an employee in Tokyo. I could see being an entrepreneur there. I would never work there again. No. Yeah, like I said, I had an office in Moscow, so I spent a fair amount of time there. That's back when we thought Russia was like Europe. We thought it was just Europe with an edge back. This is 2007, 8, 9, 10. Worked in a lot of places, been to Italy a lot. But I think my intimacy level with the country is probably most with Japan and Russia. Hello and goodbye, Micah. Yes, those are swords behind me. What do we have there? Oh, spam. Yeah, those are horns behind me. I liked it metaphorically because obviously with the camera positioning they become my horns. Very David Lynchian in my modest opinion. can you do me a favor and come back? I'm gonna take a quick break, come back. Can you please come back in just a second? Well, actually, no, I guess maybe, no, never mind. We're good. Well, do I need to restart? Hello? Yeah, you can hear me. I was giving this weird warning. Okay. Koro-sensei, hello! How are you, sir? Or madam? Or somewhere in between. I think we talked about this last time. I think you are a sir. I'm good. I'm good. I'm trying to turn a negative into a positive. I keep getting flagged as a pervert by TikTok. It was pissing me off because I'm doing a nude. It was really ticking me off. I'm like, this is clay. What's wrong with these people? Obviously, it's AI. But then I was like, you know what? Let's really engage in this. And there's some sculptors I have a lot of admiration for that do amazing drapery. So I stopped from feeling like I was doing Barbie doll dressing, which is how I feel dressing a nude. It's like I feel like I'm just putting clothes on a Barbie doll. To let's engage in the intellectual pursuit of drapery. So here we are. Seeing how I can bring drapery into the fold, as it were, pun intended, of increasing the value of the sculpture artistically, as opposed to just becoming some kind of retarded fig leaf. Thank you. Well, I'm trying to turn it into positive, and I think it actually is. So, you know, maybe it's a positive to do some drapery work. I've never really done it, so I'm stretching myself here. Sculpting drapery, because it's an abstraction, right? You look at some of the amazing work by Bernini. I think I was working in clay, for God's sake. And he would do this amazing drapery. Oh my God, that's next level. Working in marble, I mean, drapery in marble is just stunning. I had the pleasure, or the benefit of spending some time in Rome, where I got to see a Bernini in person. It was kind of one of the important moments of my life. Well, it's the same that you just shared with 5 friends, Koro, so thank you. I do appreciate that. How long did it take to make this? I've been working it off and on for the month of January, a couple hours here and there. Took a week off for being sick. So I think I did some math earlier. I think I came up with, what was the number? Does anybody remember? This was like we'll say 15 days, 2 hours a day, so it would be 30 hours. Feels like more than that. And I just got hate speech. Hate speech? How did I just get flagged for hate speech? Oh my God. Hate speech? What is wrong with these people? I just got flagged for hate speech by TikTok. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. It takes a lot, honestly. It takes a lot to get up here. Like, you know, heating's coming, mustering it up. It's like I'm gonna go live, gonna stream, gonna do it. It does take a lot, honestly. So when, you know, people like yourself express appreciation, it's like, okay, that's awesome. honestly, it kind of what makes it worth it. That and people say that they're inspired to create art because they're watching me. That's awesome. That's what it's all about. Yeah, this has a lot of clay. This is a surprising amount of clay in this. This is probably, I didn't do the math, but I'm gonna guess this is like 30 pounds of clay. A lot of clay in there. Big, giant, big back. Big back. Are you a power lifter? Do you have a big back? I eat too much. That'll do it too. Powerlifters also usually eat a lot. Spends a bit of time in that culture. Nice. It's a crocodile head. It's a crocodile head, a baboon skull, human skull. This is a cat skull? Cat or raccoon? Can't remember. And then I've got a falcon here. I use the falcon is actually from a movie. I used it for reference on Stuart Little 2, if you can imagine. Kids movie. I had the falcon skull. That was my reference because I sculpted the falcon heads for that movie. You guys are awesome. I love your. It's interesting to find this you people, you people. What do you mean you people? On TikTok, right? Because I'm used to this, the community on Twitch, but there not being a community on TikTok, and to see you guys coming back night after night now and repeatedly engaging, it's like, okay, there is a community on TikTok too. And that's pretty cool. I like that. So thank you for coming back. I had many bad grades, and I won't focus on it. Jesus, what happened? Oh, I just exposed from my school meeting. Wait a minute, what? Let me go back. What just happened? Exposed from my school meeting. I had many bad grades. Oh. Thank you, everyone. Ah, you got exposed. I'm sorry, dude. We get up tomorrow and do it again. I've had many letdowns, many failures, many things I thought were going to go the way they did not. Nice. Yeah. Well, let me offer up something to you, a thought. To a big giant, big back. To do with my recent experience with TikTok and being annoyed with them constantly flagging me for sexual material. And I was just like about to quit, honestly. I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I participating in this? Why am I subjecting myself to this? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. And so I am engaging in, like I said earlier, in something I've never done before, which is drapery, right? As an abstract element to increase the value of the sculpture. And I'm bringing this up because I'm like, those limitations, like your Mexican dad giving you a hard time, maybe you could find a way to reframe it inside your own mind so that it becomes a positive. How do I make this be something that supports the me that I want to exist, the me that I want to see in the world? How do I find a way to make this circumstance be part of my hero's journey? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not trying to devalue or diminish the challenge that you might be experiencing. I'm just saying that regardless of the challenge, maybe you can find a way to make it be part of your hero story as opposed to your burden. And I'm not being judgmental. Sometimes the answer is no, and it's just time to control, delete, and start over. You know, I'm not all roses sunshine. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. Mr. Wimbadi, I just now noticed you. What's up, dude? You still there? Did I miss you? Bounce back to me and I'll tell you news. Ah, yes. Oh, now you hurt my feelings. And to quote Harlem Nights, now I gots to cut you. And I bet you know that quote. Bet you know that scene. It's an amazing fight scene with Eddie Murphy in the streets with this older black woman. Amazing scene. Now I got to cut you. Oh, you want to go, huh? You like hitting people with trash cans. The scene is amazing. Anyway, no, I forgot what I was going to say because I'm just thinking about that movie. It's pretty awesome. I was going to tell you. Oh, so I had a meeting with my new business partners, which I say just like so dubious because I've had so many business deals go bad. But like, yeah, the nightclub scene is looking pretty exciting right now. Like it's real. Like, like it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the bomb, dude. I actually brought you up today in the meeting. I'm like, I got people from Louisiana want a road trip up here. So spill the tea. Hell yeah, you do. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, dude. It's gonna be awesome. We've got this gallery on the first floor, and probably the biggest bar in Kansas City on the first floor. Second floor is gonna be an interesting, we're kind of designing out a immersive experience plus band. And then the third floor is gonna be like a speakeasy. And I've had a kind of an interesting idea for the speakeasy. To be like a VIP lounge kind of thing, but you make a reservation with your social media account, with your Twitch or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook account, and do like a cross promotional thing. so that people are there, get hashtagged on ours, and then we get, we get popularized with all of their stream, and then it's going to be all about like I was seen on, and do a live stream, just a continuous live stream. So just like right now, I'm doing these camera cuts, do an even better, more intelligent, like AI camera cuts throughout the entire third floor speakeasy of back and forth showing, the patrons of the speakeasy. So it's like basically anybody that wants to be seen and on, any aspiring, say, content creators or whatever would benefit from being there, want to be there, but then that means also their entire following becomes our following. What do you think? Hellfire, exactly. You see, now you're just jumping to what's in the back of my mind. I'm not saying Hellfire Club to these guys because they don't need to hear that kind of stuff from me, but yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking is the Hellfire Club. You know that's what I'm thinking about. You know that's what I'm thinking. Hellfire Club, baby. Oh yeah. Ultra VIP room, yes, with the naughty Bombardiers. Oh yes. How we laughed. Coruscant is back on the Twitch. Booms, bows, and goths. We got Peritito, follow live creator. Thank you. Thank you. How we laughed. Oh, how we laughed. Thank you. Shallow money. Shallow money. Should have never given you money. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. Anybody here ever read anything written by Aleister Crowley? Didn't think that was coming, did you? Didn't see me making an Aleister Crowley reference, did you? Not a fan of everything he wrote, for sure. However, he wrote one particular quote that I really like, called "Magic is the art and science of making our environment conform to our will." And I think that's a meaningful quote, right? Because it really captures the psychology of creation, right? I'm creating something. I'm creating this, right? This is just a lump of clay. This will never be anything but a lump of clay. Well, except for when I cast it in something else, like bronze. But then it'll just be a lump of bronze. It'll never be anything but that. The magic happens inside of your mind. Manifestation of thoughts inside of your mind is the magic. Art and science of making our environment conform to our will. And what is our environment other than our perception? So, the fact that I can create an environment and perception for you magic. So, I have no idea which prompted me to go through that little diatribe, other than perhaps the Hellfire Club reference. Art and science, making our environment conform to our will. And we do. That's what we do. Make our environment conform to our will. It's more than that. It's survival, right? Survival as we know it. It's not just art. Then again, art is survival. I think our propensity for becoming artists is an evolutionary response to our need to survive. Same mindset. Environment conforming to will. Being reminded we are clever apes and savage beasts. Perhaps that's just what art is now. Or, for me anyway, the engagement thereof. Clever apes, as Milton put it, I believe. Is that Milton? You can fact check me there, everybody. I know you do. I believe it was Milton that called us clever apes. Goodness, just got intense behind me. I don't know that I'm ready for that. Let's go back to jazz. I do like some techno squeezle, but I'm gonna go back to the jazz. Let's keep it cool. Keep it classy, San Diego. Lost Viking Metal Works. Hello! Dude, you did me a massive service. So I'm gonna pour out my last ounces. Oh, sadness. And I'm gonna take a drink to you. Thank you for your help. Everyone is listening. Lost Viking Metal Works tutored me, held my hand through the process of creating this very intricate, very strong steel armature. Yeah, it was awesome. That's the value of the creator culture. Meeting badass people. I'm gonna repopulate my wine situation. That's what I'm gonna do. Because that's just not acceptable to be out of wine. You know what I mean? Or to quote Pulp Fiction, we should have shotguns for this kind of work. Or in this case, Merlot. Well, dude, you were there in the beginning, man. You were there for the armature. But yes, I guess you haven't seen my hands in clay. You haven't been back since. You naughty, naughty, naughty little boy. You disappeared on me. You abandoned me. To be fair, I haven't been attending your stream either because I'm a bad friend. But I'm trying hard. I'm trying real hard, Ringo. Let's see what happened. been down with the flu. Oh my God, you got COVID. Then you got COVID and then Disney World. That is a, isn't that a commercial? You survived COVID. What are you gonna do? Go to Disney World. Indeed. Indeed did put it there. Here's something funny. So I've worked on a lot of movies in my time, so I've met a lot of celebrities because of the movies I've been on. Strangely though, not related to working on movies, every single time I go to LA, I seem to run into Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like just at the airport, I just turn around, I'm like, yeah, that's Dennis. Like, I've never worked with him, I never worked on that show. Just keep running into Dennis. One time I ran into him at the park. I was pushing my kids on the swing. And I turn around and that's Dennis with his kids. That's not the actor's name. I actually don't know the actor's name, but just keep running into that guy every time I go to LA. It's funny. So I'm sharing. Let's see. I've got a cab I can pour along. Nice. Yes. Go get your Cabernet. Pour it. I'll drink to your leg, you drink to my leg. I think I'm spending more time on the cloth on this lady's bottom than I did on her bottom. Which makes sense, considering I've never really been a cloth guy. So, it's a learning experience. Drapery. Whole new science. Yes, or I'm just really good at the bottom, so I can sculpt it quickly. Out of only 237. I don't know what that means. 237. What does 237 mean? Per Tito, if you're still around. A man of culture and taste. I don't think that was a quote from Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, but it was close. You're a man of good taste. I know it sounds silly, but God, I wish I could just have a conversation with, like, Bernini. Like, I like to chill out with Bernini one night, you know? Just have a drink. Just want to know what that guy, what's going on there, you know? I don't know, maybe it's father figure issues that I have. He was probably a jerk. Who cares? Who cares what Bernini thinks? He's probably a jerk. Gluteal eye. Just remarking on your fine gluteal eye. Man of good taste. King Rat just followed. Thank you. What did I think of the new movie? What movie? New Dracula movie? I didn't know there was one. Oh, Nosferatu. I haven't seen the new Nosferatu. I have not seen it. I'm remiss. You are not regretting. Boom Buddy, you like everything though. You're way too positive. You like everything. It's kind of annoying. I've never heard you say, "Oh, that was a crap movie." You like, you just, I think you like just the persistence of vision of cinema. Like, I think you just like cinema, dude. Like, you're just way too positive. You like everything. You know, I think it's amazing that what I've done here is all it takes for TikTok to leave me alone as far as harassment for nudity. Pretty amazing. Just broke up the silhouette a little bit. I mean, it's fine. Whatever. It's a little weird. A little weird. Gotta get some goddamn glasses. Yeah. Technically, I guess. Whatever, man. It's all clay, man. There are no human body parts in this stream. It is all just clay. Any perversion is happening in the mind of the beholder. You think there's something perverse happening here? You need the therapy. To you people on TikTok, if you don't mind, I'm going to run a little experiment. I'm going to stop the stream. I would love if you rejoin because you guys are awesome. And I want to see what happens because I'm testing the algorithm. I want to see how it goes. So please come back. I will see you in a second. And we're back. Let's see what happens. Hi, everybody. Sarah, Susan Basket. Hello there. What part of the world are you in, Mr. Viking? What hemisphere? I'm pretty sure you're North America, but what time zone are you in? If you don't mind me asking. Hello, beautiful. Thank you, Susan Basket. That was a highlight of my day. I got called beautiful. I'm a steed. The correct one. I don't know what that means. I'm a steed. Anybody know what that quote's from? I'm a steed. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. Let's wrap that piece around a little bit. past them trees. Yep, boom, and I have it right. Tig dig bury you? A little bit. Yeah, I'm a little inundated. It's an interesting social experiment. Enjoying the TikTok. Thing is, there's no such thing as happy accidents in sculpting. And you can let it happen. You have to get into the flow, as it were, the woo way of it, but still, there's no happy accidents. Everything is intentional. There's no accidental brilliance in sculpting. Everything is intentional. Thank you. Yeah. You like the periodic camera fading. Thank you. Yeah, that was a big shift I just did. Big experiment that seems to be paying off. Seems to be effective. It's kind of got me brainstorming. So this nightclub that I'm talking to these guys about making, the third floor VIP lounge, I think is going to be maybe an AI-driven thing similar to this, so that, you know, if you're in the club, the cameras are constantly cutting to action, what's going on in the club, and streaming live what that is. So kind of like what I'm doing now, but more intelligent. More cameras and more intelligence in the camera selection. Being an app slinger as you are, I'm sure you're already thinking about algorithms, Mr. Viking. The clay gets soft as you work it. It becomes softer. It becomes pliable. So heat and activity increases plasticity of the clay. To answer your question. Thank you. definitely not above a dirty joke, but gotta keep it clean because TikTok's like Big Brother from 1984 is watching. So anything you guys say in the chat that's naughty ends up having a negative ramification on the stream. And they'll actually shut me down based on dirty commentary. So I am definitely not anti-dirty commentary or dirty jokes, but it would have a negative impact on what we be doing. Took me a second to figure that out, by the way. Dude, it's all fine. I'm not holding it against you. I'm just literally saying, like, the other night, somebody said something, you know, some kind of dirty joke, and I'm like, oh, you know, that was kind of funny. Within seconds, I got shut down for explicit content. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I don't think they're actually doing that much vision recognition, AI for naughty bits. I think they're essentially crowdsourcing their AI, and they're just scraping the commentary so that the users say something dirty. They're like, oh, well, then there must be something dirty. Which makes sense. I mean, that's gonna be far less resource intensive to just do word recognition versus image recognition. Wow, made out of mosquitoes. A lot of errors. What errors? No errors. Got no errors. It's all perfect. The Karen factor is real on TikTok. Absolutely, yeah. Lots and lots of knife makers. They got run off the platform by anonymous complaints and algorithms. Like, really? A knife maker? Okay, you're saying knife makers got run off? I can't believe I've survived it all then. That's crazy. Knife makers got run off of TikTok. Like, okay, that's weird. Very, very, very weird. Yeah, that's probably, again, probably not actual recognition. I bet the chatter said something that sounded nefarious, and they literally, I think that's it. I don't think they're doing image recognition. I think it's all text recognition for the chat. Which is kind of an interesting social psychology experiment at that point. Because I've only slightly broken up the form here tonight, and it's been effective. However, there hasn't been any, chat to the contrary. Indicative, very little chat indicative of anything other than the art form. No, very little naughty talk. The music's unsettling? Really? That's interesting. So I like experimental jazz, but you're right. It is, while slow and melodic, it is still unpredictable. It is not repetitive. It's not predictable. Honestly, it's what I think jazz should be, which is unpredictability. So I like it a lot, but I totally understand if you say it's unsettling. I would invite you to settle into that. Be like, really experience it, open yourself up to it. Could be a big life change, actually, to open yourself up to the unpredictable. Just my 2 cents. Not a personal assessment. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. For some reason, I'm suddenly thinking about this scene in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? John Goodman throws a beating on George Clooney. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm I'm into the free jazz. I'm into the experiment. I'm into the what the hell comes next. Because that's been my life. Honestly, that is my life right now. What the hell comes next? Jesus, I have no idea. I'm into some weird stuff right now. That's true, for sure. Thank you, Summer. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's all not part of the plan. Do I look like someone with a plan? I lost my plan a long time ago. I had a plan. You want to hear God laugh at you? I have a plan. Wow, what just happened? Wakes up, my hair. Goodness, seamless redeemed. Oof. More wine. Time to pour it out. I did not work on Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But I was at Digital Domain when it was being made. I was working on a different project, visual effects. That was interesting. Circa 1989, 2000? Yeah, something like that. That's just not gonna work, is it? A whole bunch of people show. Okay. Turned him into a hornet toad. Yes. Interesting anecdote about that movie. So there's a scene where a cow gets hit by a car. And these are early days of visual effects. I mean, still, it was like second gen. Not super early days, not Jurassic Park early days, but still early days of visual effects. And what's that agency that regulates animals being harmed in the movie? I can't think what it is off the top of my head. But anyway, so that agency came to Digital Domain where I was working to for proof that the cow that got hit by the car in that scene was actually digital, as opposed to a real cow. We had to prove to the animal people that that was a digital cow, not a real cow. I'm trying to think of that guy that did that shot, the Japanese guy. We all just called him by his, what was it, Koji? I think was his name. Who did that shot of that cow? Yeah, they had to actually see the 3D model and the animation scene of the cow being hit by the car before they would take it as. I honestly think those people just, they wanted to come to a Hollywood studio and, I think it was a Hollywood moment for them as much as anything. don't know what that means, Doug. You can always tell when a man designs a woman. What is that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to be? New people. I am gonna take a super quick break. How do I do that? I don't even know how to do that anymore. I don't even do that anymore. Oh my God, everything's so complicated now. You know what? I'm not even gonna mess with it. I'm just taking off my mic. I'll be back in a second. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. Let me get strapped up to my mic. Yeah, exactly. I took the mic off this time. So you didn't have to hear. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, you usually go with me when I take the break. There've been a couple times when I actually forgot, and I'm like, "Oh, that's great. That's nice." Just sharing this experience with everyone. Well, it's all part of the plan. Dude, so Boombody, you showed up when I was pretty naive. I think you've been around for several months. I mean, like me going through this process of becoming a streamer, as it were, has been quite a deal. You know, I was absolutely not a streamer even when you met me. Got like 6 months under my belt now. I don't know if that makes me Mr. Stream or not, but you've heard me stream. September. You've been around since September. Yeah, you've been around since the beginning then. Because I started I was diddling a little bit in August. And then September, it's like when I started regular. So yeah, you've been around since the very beginning, man. You definitely have to road trip up to see whatever shenanigans I'm about to get started. How weird is that, right? It was weird when I talked to you on the phone. I was like, oh my God. Like real person, because we're used to this weird communication forum. So being in person would be even extra like, oh wow, it's a real human being. Hello, real human being. You exist. You're not just a figment. Hello, human being. It's like marriage. Joseph Campbell, pretty interesting fellow. Anyway, he talks about marriage as being like that realization one day that you've actually married a human being, not just your projection of what that human being is, but an actual human being. Like, oh dear, oh my. This is a real person with feelings and stuff. Uh-oh. Now what? Now what do I do? Goodness. Yeah, so I just ran a little social experiment, restarted the TikTok, and all kinds of people have come to visit. Hello, people. Or to quote Andre the Giant in Princess Bride. Hello, lady. Underrated actor. Andre the Giant. Hello, lady. How y'all doing? Okay, I think I've basically roughed out what I'm thinking for this region. I mean, not perfect, but you know, roughed in there. Rough. What will I do garment-wise here? That is another question. Have I been taken down? I did have some challenges with TikTok flagging me as nefariously naughty, but I'm up and running right now. And appreciating everyone's love. As a narcissist, everyone's love is very important to me. That's pretty serious term, actually, narcissist. I don't think I qualify. But everyone is self-interested in a little bit of social validation. So thank you for chilling out, showing up, saying hello, liking, referring, following, squeezing, loving, nubbing, all the above. Yeah, we're all self-diagnosing. All you gotta do is take Cycle 101. You start self-diagnosing. In fact, that's like number one rule of becoming a psychologist is don't read the DSM and start self-diagnosing. I am not a clinical psychologist. However, everyone around me is. My wife is. My mother's a psychology professor. My sister has a significant training in mental health. I'm surrounded by it. My mother-in-law is a clinical psychologist. Everyone around me is a psychologist. So I have studied it, both out of interest, but I'm also inundated by it familially. Do I teach sculpting? Well, if I teach sculpting, it's happening right now. Whatever it is, it's happening. I don't have any formalized teaching structures currently, no. Just doing my thing in front of you. Just you seeing me do my thing. That'd be the thing. Just be doing it. So this is an oil-based clay called Roma Plastilina, and it does not fire. If I were to put it in heat, it would just simply melt. However, I'm going to cast it. So that means I'm going to make a silicone mold of this, and then from that, I can make a resin positive, so a duplicate of this in resin, or I will make a plaster mold as well from that, and the plaster can be used to create a bronze. So I'm going to make both. Basically, to answer your question, I'm going to make bronze and resins of this when I'm done, and I'm going to stream the whole thing. So if you're around, you want to see, you want to participate, it's going to happen right in front of you, live on you on TV. So there will be resins of this, which is like a, it's like a polymer. It's a lightweight, but kind of like somewhere between plastic and plaster. And there'll be a bronze version. You don't know who the psychologist is at the table, it's you? Yeah, nice. Nice. You gonna do some lost wax this week? Or this year? What did you just say? Yeah. Well, dude, I might be interrogating you again because you probably have more experience than I do. Some of the stuff I know, and some of the stuff I'm making up as I go, as you know. So maybe you're going to be a UM that. To my shenanigan game. Yeah, bronze is pretty awesome. I've done a little bit. Right? Played with various forms. I've done sand, molds. This whole what I'm proposing here is outside of my experience, so it's going to be new to me too. So it'll be a learning as far as casting this through that whole process. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate you. Truly do. I was saying earlier, my inner narcissist needs a little bit of affirmation for this whole process. So it's pretty cool when people show up and say, I mean, honestly, positive praise is, it's like, let's be real, like, how much you want to pretend it's of value to all of us. Wow, 22 years. What did you say, 20? Old Python. And then fed that output into a virtual camera. And that virtual camera is going into TikTok Studio to answer your question, if you really want to know. I'm in KUV. I don't know what that means. KUV. I don't know. I'm working on it. I can't figure it out. I'm in KUV. Your piece will be small, jewelry size, but I'm happy to share whatever. I love working with bronze. Yeah, man. Like, this is gonna be a little bit bigger, obviously, than jewelry, but same concept. love art, period. Love learning new art techniques and watching other artists. Well, that's awesome. That's what it's all about, man. Participating, being present. You are experiencing the number one commodity of our lives and generation: interest and attention. Thank you, Oswald. Yeah, the shrinkage could be a challenge for sure. But we'll see. See where we end up. Thank you. Hollister Hottie. Hollister Hottie. Hottie, a little naughty Hottie. It's all fun and games. Because it's not fun and games when you are doing something wrong. That's my opinion. This is not fun and games. What's wrong with you? Thank you. What's next for her? Well, you know, that's hard to say because as of last night, I wouldn't have thought I'd be putting her garments on her, but I am now. So I'll probably continue to work on garments, and then I'll probably come back, and I need to really focus on her face. I want to get her face in a good place before I start working on the bird, which is going to be in her hand. And I want to get the face, because the bird's going to kind of cover up the face. So I want to get the face in a good place before I do the bird. So I'll do garments, face, hair, bird. Then come back and do refinement, hands, feet. Would a sculpture someone in a wheelchair? I definitely would not do someone in a wheelchair. I definitely, wheelchair would not be a prohibitive element for me by any means whatsoever. I mean, at all. I guess I would want to explore the psychology of that person, you know, that subject matter. You know, I'm going to guess that who they are as a person is not defined by the wheelchair, so I actually probably wouldn't focus on the wheelchair, to be honest with you, because I'm going to bet whoever this is you're referring to is not defined by their wheelchair. So I would probably not focus on that element. I would focus on who they are. Trying to spill my wine. How long I've been working on this piece? This has been off and on through January. A couple hours, you know, here and there. So I think I did some math earlier. It's like 30 some hours you're looking at. Of work, probably. I took a week off because I was sick. And came back. Not as bad as old Viking over there got frickin' COVID. A little Vino Veritas. You want some more truth? Hang out, I'll drink some more. Give you some more truth. Who is that Medusa? So this is not Medusa, but I did do a drawing of Medusa, but I don't think you can see it. If you go to my profile, you can see the Medusa painting I did, if you want to see that. This is not intended to be Medusa, per se, but there is definitely a Medusa drawing that you can see. How does it not fall? Because there is a very strong steel structure inside of this figure holding it up. It's 5/16 all thread. more vino, more veritas. school night. Yes, good night, Mr. Viking Man. Thank you for joining, dude. Love you a lot. Appreciate you. If love is creepy, I'll say appreciate. Thanks for showing up, dude. We'll connect next time. Lurk, lurk. Yeah, stay on, man. You want to watch me diddle my girl? This is not a commission other than by myself. I just literally got kind of got after it. Just decided this was going to be what I did next. I've been doing paintings and drawings. A little bit you can see in the background on some of these camera angles. Jesus, how long I've been making art. Yeah, I think if I had an answer to that question, it probably wouldn't be authentic. Yeah, I've been doing this. This is just who I am. Working professionally. Is that Greek goddess or something? I guess it's up to you. I don't know that she's Greek. Maybe she eats a gyro now and then. Yeah, I've been working professionally as an artist for a few decades. That's on film. But this is me trying to find me again. I'm doing right now. You're witnessing me doing me. Me being me, and you're seeing it. Me being me. Unapologetically. Oh, who's that? Louie the farm lady. Oh, not Louise the farm lady. I love you. I believe I recall your presence in the past. Louise the farm lady. Thank you for showing up. I don't like the way that landed, and I'm gonna not do that. Let's do that. This does not dry hard. This is Roma Plastilina. This does not dry ever. Some of the clay in this sculpture is literally 20 years old. So no, it does not dry. When you're done with a sculpture like this, you have to do something with it. So I'm going to cast it and mold it. Mold and cast. In that order. Probably make a resin, and I'm going to make a bronze with this young lady. That's what I think I'll do. Still don't like how I did that. There it is. That's the line I want. That one. Right there. So, she is coming along nicely. Thank you. Appreciate it, Louise. Thank you. What does that say? Librati Bati. Are you a relative of the Boombati? Librati Bati? There we go. That's the line I was looking for right there. Sometimes I can't find the line. So kind of got to try harder. Find the line. There she is. Perfect. I do like that line. You're not wrong. This is definitely me sharing a part of my soul. This is me literally just putting out whatever the hell's going on with me onto the interweb in a very awkward way. It's me being awkward. Awkwardian. Out there and see what happens. Mess around and find out. So, I'm actually going to start an art gallery here in Kansas City with a couple of business associates of mine. So this will be in an art gallery, ostensibly, sometime in the future. Take a moment. I've made some major changes and accomplishments tonight. Take a moment to think. Take a pause. Some things I really like that I've done. Some things I'm not sure about. Probably getting blocked. Women are my muses. Wow. To be honest with you, what women are my muses? There are women in my past that are my muses for sure. There are definitely women in my past that are indicative in this piece. But I will say a significant muse or significant influence on this piece is literally my wife. My wife kind of looks like this, to be honest with you. She's kind of annoying. Yeah, my wife's kind of freaking annoying. She kind of looks like this, which is annoying. It's like, well, shit, I guess I gotta stay in shape because my freaking wife looks like this. Part of my motivation to work out. I like what I've done with the basics of the draping on the back. Rethinking the draping on the front. Not sure about that. There's this interesting story about the what do you call it? The women of oh my God, why can't I think of this? Strong, aggressive warrior women. Why am I not thinking of this term? Someone out there respond to me, Jesus. The warrior women term. Oh my God, I'm in a senior moment. Amazons, yes, Jesus, thank you, Christ. Yes, Amazons. Okay, what am I talking about Amazons? And archery. They would literally amputate one breast, and this is all fantasy, right? Mythology, whatever. They would amputate one breast so they could shoot archery without that obstruction on the one side, which I think is interesting, from a mythological point of view. Who knows? I'm sure this has happened in the past. I mean, there's been a lot of people on the earth, a hell of a lot of people over the eternity. I'm sure this has happened at least once. Was it necessarily true of the Amazonians? Who knows? That's just a word. But the idea of that level of commitment to a singular art, I think, is important. I'm kind of feeling like bringing that into this piece a little bit. I don't know. It's a little bit of a narrative that's a little confusing, so maybe I won't. But I do like the narrative. Yes, Mr. Robati is still back there lurking as well. I don't know. I might just have one of her breasts out and one of them in, is what I'm thinking. Regardless of anything. I don't know. This is not Lucifer. This is definitely not Lucifer. If anything, this is a psychic projection. This is my anima. This is what Jung would call this. Psychic feminine projection. No, I don't think he was talking about you on the talk. Just me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that I want to go as heavy as that amputation story I just told. But it's on my mind, right? And maybe even just the one breast out, one breast in, is that alone is a bold statement. I might do that. I might do one breast draped and one breast exposed. That's a fun narrative of itself, a bold narrative of almost defiance, right? Lack of fear and defiance. It's like saying my drapery isn't out of modesty. My drapery is out of my own choice, but it's not out of a modesty or a fear of exposure. I do, and now when I'm talking myself into it, the one breast in, one breast out narrative. Yeah, right. No, that's a really good point. What is that? Who said that? Tulip Demon. I like that. Another one. Yeah, Lilith or something. Yeah, no, that's it might be the next piece. You're right. That might be the next piece. That might be actually brainstorming the next piece. I like that. Actually, I really like that. Now that you've said that, like a woman defiantly standing with one amputated breast holding maybe like a bow tackle for archery tackle, standing defiantly, dude, that's strong, right? It's a really strong narrative. I like that. I don't know, that might be the next piece, y'all. I like that a lot. Gotta be stunning, right? Thank you. Yes? I like that. I think I need a little social commentary because I'm like, is this me being off on a weirdo bender? Or does this resonate with other people? And what I'm hearing, at least quickly here from you people, is that it kind of resonates, right? That like Amazonian standing defiantly with one amputated breast holding archery tackle sounds badass, right? Angelina Maleficent? Yeah. Well, I worked with Angelina, so I have a biased opinion. But I hear what your point is. I think I don't want drapery down this line on her, so I'm going to go ahead and rub that off because I don't want the drapery to go through there. I think I want her back totally exposed. Nice, I like this song. This sounds rad. As a woman, this sounds rad. You know what? That means something to me. Thank you. Yeah, that's a real high probability. That's the next piece that I'm going to do now. What we just talked about. Sounds awesome. Evil arts. We enjoy. Your hair like fire. Yes. So thank you. Thank you for saying her hair like fire, because the narrative here, which I haven't fulfilled yet, is this is supposed to be a phoenix in her hand. So her hair looking like fire is actually the point. Thank you. I wanted that parallel. And I don't know if you guys have picked up on it, but this is her accepting the phoenix to land in her hand. Usually the phoenix is more of a passive reincarnation fixture, right? Like, oh, the phoenix reincarnates. But in this case, it's her phoenix. She's accepting it in, but if you look closely, you'll notice in her other hand is a knife. So the narrative here, for me, is that she's going to sacrifice the phoenix. She's going to murder it, right? Like, we always think of the phoenix reincarnating of its own volition. In this case, she's literally going to sacrifice the phoenix, taking control of her own destiny and making herself reincarnate by sacrificing her phoenix. That's the narrative. That's what I'm doing. I like your sarcasm, Beau buddy. Could be cool, but you know, I like everything. I did say that. Yes. So, yes, I like that you thought their hair looked like flame because that was the point. And it's kind of hard to capture flame in clay. It's a pain in the arnis. And I really hate this part of her head right here, which is funny because I'm fixated. This little area, I hate it. I hate it. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to fix it, but not right now because my heart is filled with hate. I'm getting a little too Vino Veritas. Good God, seriously. Somebody drank all my wine. Somebody drank all my wine. I think I'm not gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do just what do I do? I'm confused. I'm like a teenage boy. I just don't know what to do with breasts right now. Very confused. I'm lost. Thank you, Evil Arts. I appreciate it. A few hours I gotta take children to school. That is my life. Yeah, I like the booty drapery. The booty drapery is doing well. Don't like the breast drapery. Don't really think about that. And go gadget braid on the drapery in the front. Find it. Thank you. Finding it tough to find flame and pyrography as well. What? Pyrography. I don't know what pyrography is, but it sounds awesome. What the hell's pyrography? I mean, it sounds like you're saying flame photography, pyrography. Or it's Scooby-Doo saying pyrography. Also an option. Pyrography? Well, I'm open to your suggestions. A shoddy pirate game something. And that's all why I'm here. I'm here in a public forum. I better be open for public dialogue. So what you got? What you got, nihilist? To quote the Big Lebowski. Happy wings. Sorry, everybody, I'm not sculpting at the moment. I'm taking a moment of respite here. I'm like, thinking about what's next. I'm thinking about what's next. Predominantly on this front here. Not per se feeling it yet. I'm gonna make a mold of it. This is gonna get molded and cast in resin, probably initially as a first, and then I'm gonna cast it in bronze. I want this to be a bronze. Bronze, my lady. Bronze, bronze, my lady. She's my butterfly, sugar, baby. All that. Embers in her hair. That's an interesting challenge, right? Floating little kibbles and bits. I've thought about that actually, not necessarily with this piece, but I've thought about like how to get that type of aesthetic. Well, Jesus, thank you, Evil Arts. You're making me feel good about myself. Maybe I'll. That's my clay bit. Maybe I'll. I'm having a lot of feelings. What do I do? Thinking maybe about tracing up, covering this breast in drapery, and then wrap around her neck like a choker and leave this breast exposed. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Let's see. I don't have resin casting videos right now, but I will when I do it. I do that shit live. So yeah, let's just chill that right off there. Let's not do any of that. And then here in a second, TikTok's gonna attack me for having naughty things on my profile because I've exposed a breast because I don't have a line around it. It's fucking nonsense. Okay. You know, you never know how, and just wow, thank you, Evil Arts. You never know how you affect people, right? So, I'm sorry, who was it earlier that said, as a woman, I like this idea. That actually is impacting me, right? So you just never know, like, how things you do or say impact other people. Because that one's going to resonate with me. It's going to stick with me. It's going to have value to me. And it's probably going to affect, weeks of my life. Because I'm probably going to go into a piece that is affected by that judgment statement. That as a woman, that resonates with me, and that's going to be meaningful to me. And I'm just throwing it out there. The ephemeral ethos, the ephemeral ocean of what we're doing here with social media, and how it impacts actual people and actual lives. And in this case, I'm saying, hey. That resonates with me that you said that as a woman that affects me, and I don't know, maybe I'm like was it Junior G-Man? Was it we had the rings back in the 1960s? Maybe I'm Junior G-Man feminist or whatever, but like that resonates with me that a woman would say that resonates with her. Like, okay, fantastic, because it resonates with me. I don't know. I guess I'm finding an excitement in that concept. So anyway, I'm just sharing my feelings and thoughts. So if you tune in after I finish this piece, I'm likely to be doing something very similar to what we just talked about because of an impact you had on me. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, honestly. People that you've never met, people from some other disparate life, having an impact on you. That's kind of like a positive of our social media existence. And that is sexy as shit right there, yes. Wrap that drapery up around this breast and around the neck. And That is sexy as balls. Not sure if that vernacular resonates with you people, but that's what I said. Wow. Thank you. Yes. Well, I like to think. Would you please, Tulip Demon, please look at my profile. I want to hear your. I would like to hear your feedback. Would you please look at my profile so that you can see the Medusa that's hanging on the wall that you can't see because it's out of the camera range for TikTok. I want to hear your feedback. Please look at my profile. I want to hear your feedback on the Medusa. Yeah. That's what I have to say about that. Dude, there's no such thing, or dudette person, dude person, there's no such thing as learning, there's just doing. One of my favorite lines from Tombstone, there's no such thing as real life, there's just life. Well, I don't know. Have I done any Greek gods? I guess no. Tulip, I hope I haven't heard from you because you're looking at my profile because I want to hear your opinion on Medusa. Please. Now that you've stoked my interest in your opinions and thoughts. This is, I mean, yeah, I think it's, I mean, sure, yes, this is my first Greek mythos sculpture. Done a lot of Greek mythos drawings, paintings, whatnots, what have yous. Morgan exists! Very Phoenician. This is a Roma plastilina, a oil-based clay. So it'll never expire. In fact, some of this, what inspired me actually to get started on the sculpt was I found some clay in a toolbox that's literally 20 years old. So 20-year-old clay in some of it, not all of it. Sabrina. I think you've been here before, Sabrina. Were you here not the other night? Do I not remember you? I think you are a repeat offender. Oh, Tulip Demon's back. Nice! You're making me, you know what, you're making me feel so good right now. You're making me feel really good about myself. Yeah, maybe that was a little bit, maybe there was a little bit of, what am I talking about, like self gratification, like I wanted you to look at it because I wanted some compliments. I mean, yeah, I wanted to feel good about myself. But thank you! Thank you! Thank you, Tulip, for your response. Yeah, Sabrina, how do I remember? Well, I don't know, because I'm not that big of an alcoholic. I don't know, what do you mean? Was it a couple days ago, right? Was it just a couple days ago you were around? I might have been last night, shit, I don't know. Do you have a favorite drawing? I mean, a drawing that I did, or a drawing of someone else? What are you asking? Giovanni. A drawing I've done. So I like Medusa. Everybody else seems to like Medusa. I don't know Medusa my favorite, honestly. It seems to be everyone else likes it. I like it. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, is it my favorite? I don't know. I think if it's for me, when I get excited is when I'm literally working with a model, a live model, and I feel like I've really captivated some soul. So some of my even 5-minute drawings from art school are probably more my favorites. I'm just like, I feel like I found this person's essence in a 5-minute drawing. That means more to me than, you know, a much longer endeavor. Really, Beau Brassard, hello, namesake. I've been working on this thing through January for a few hours here and there, so I think we did some math earlier. This is probably a 30-hour project at this point. Something like that. How much did I lift today? Thank you, Bombadi. I just now noticed, and you're gonna feel like red hips touch out because I'm just now noticing in text, and I apologize. I went light today on lifting. I did bench press today, and I went to 225, which is a lightweight, but I did super high reps. So I did 5 sets of 15 reps at 225 today. Trying to just get a pump instead of going heavy. You know what I just realized I'm doing with this particular breast? It's a story. We all have stories. And this story I'm thinking of was the MTV Music Awards in circa 2003-ish Music MTV Awards, hosted by, who was that bass guitarist, I think, from Alice in Chains? Oh my God, who was that guy? Everybody thought he was sexy. Anyway, and Carbon Electra was the host, and I was invited. I was in the backstage, the VIP section. It was a really weird scene. This was in Los Angeles, and a lot of pseudo celebrities were like Casper Van Dien, a guy from Starship Troopers, was in the room, right? Not Mike Inez. The other one. I don't know. Help me. And yeah, so like people like Casper Van Dien were in the room, and there were some porn stars in the room that were famous at the time. Again, this is circa 2003-ish, somewhere in there. And what was her name? Anna Nicole Smith was there. And she was every bit of a shit show that you can imagine. Absolutely blasted out of her mind, drunk. And she had her bodyguards with her. And I'm just like, I just wasn't into it. I wasn't into the Hollywood scene that much, even though I went to this thing. And she was basically going around and molesting everybody in the room. And just molesting people. And I'm like, I'm not into it. I don't want to. And I'm looking at her bodyguards and I'm like, she's gonna come over here and try to molest me. And I'm gonna get annoyed. And then I'm gonna have to fight her security guards. And that's not the kind of night I wanna have. So what am I gonna do to not have that night? And I thought, you know what? You know who's the alpha in here above Anna Nicole Smith? Porn stars. Yeah. So I went over and started talking to the porn stars and just hanging out with them. And lo and behold, Anna Nicole Smith did not even come to that side of the room. So that was an effective strategy that night to avoid being molested by Anna Nicole Smith and having to fight her security guards. That's my story. That's my Hollywood story for the night. I've actually heard the Gerard Butler reference before. So, yeah. Thank you? I don't know, sure. Is that a thank you thing? Do you say thank you to that? I don't know. Do you thank someone for thinking you will remind them of someone else? That sounds a little weird. But I assume it was a compliment, so from that aspect, I say thank you. Thank you. He's a good looking dude, so thank you. Well, I have a Missourian accent, not a Scottish accent. Which, strangely enough, got my wife. You know, there's somebody for everybody. My Jewish American princess of a wife from Los Angeles thought my Missouri accent was charming. So it's not always about the Scottish accent. Cynthia Demore. Cynthia Demore. It's actually that kind of like that. Like that rhythm of that word. Thank you. Thank you, Six. Very easy to pronounce, Six. I actually said no, I don't have any sculptures per se for sale. I have drawings and paintings for sale. You know, finding my way, as it were. Might definitely offer this. Right now, I'm just happy that people are wanting to watch and participate. Be present. In any way, find their value in spending their time with me. Honestly, finding value in their time with me is a thing. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Me and my thoughts. This is all just thoughts. Thoughts are manifested as clay. As we were saying earlier about the Aleister Crowley quote. Magic being the art and science of making our environment conform to our will. Such is art. I'll let you know when I find it. Dude, he was part of Alice. Wasn't he part of Alice in Chains? Oh my god. Who was the sexy guy in early aughts? He was, I thought Alice in Chains. No, why did I say Alice in Chains? It's not Alice in Chains. Jane's Addiction. Jane's Addiction. Who was the guitarist in Jane's Addiction? That's what I'm trying to think of. Orange County, California. Well, I used to live close to there. I lived in Los Angeles. Very probable I might have something happening there at some point. Definitely let you know. Dave Navarro. Yes! That's what I was trying to think of. Dave Navarro was hosting the MTV Awards somewhere around 2002 or 3, and that's where this story I just told took place. Yes. I think it was Dave Navarro and Carmen Electra, if I remember right. And I was in the MTV VIP whatever, and Anna Nicole Smith was just running around molesting people, and I was trying to figure out how to avoid getting molested by Anna Nicole Smith, and so I hid behind the porn stars. I see you again. Darkness. Estimation, I can't tell you how many hours I have in this piece, but estimation I did earlier was about 30 or so. Total estimate. Totally an estimate, not necessarily accurate in any way, but like I've been working on this the month of January. If you really wanted to do the math, you could look at my old streams and you could see. Some of it were start over hours, like I literally got started on the armature and said, screw this, and started over. But yeah, approximately 30. Yeah, guesstimate. I mean, I do a kind of thing where I just stop, like I do often as you didn't see me. I just stop and like look. So am I working? Sure, I'm working when I just stop and look. Like I'm just like literally taking it and be like, all right. I call it the active observer. You know that guy, I think in Greek it's called the homunculus, that thing inside your head that just sits there and looks. What song is on? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I like experimental jazz, so it's some kind of. If you type in doom jazz into YouTube, you're likely to find it. Yeah, this is all held up by a 5/16 steel infrastructure. I'll show you. So this, hold it in front of the camera here. There you go. 5/16 steel. Ooh, to give you a reference, there's my hand. About the size of my pinky. 5/16 steel. So I heated that with a torch and mint it. So her entire internal armature is thick ass steel. I'm sorry, Boombody. What's your point right now? What exactly is your point? Or are you just making a comedic reflection that sometimes you gotta stop and listen? Stop, drop, and listen to old John Singer Sargent. Jack Burton. Oh my God. I'm gonna use AI to make that Jack Burton quote be John Singer Sargent. It'd be freaking awesome. John Singer Sargent. Mate. That would be awesome. only two people on the planet would get it are you and me. Or anybody else has been on the stream. I would admit to you, what is it, Adriana? I would admit to you that I have a propensity towards this. If you look at my website, no, not necessarily. So Medusa has a very similar bone structure to this woman, but like Vi, I think Vi is on my profile. Definitely not a similar structure. I like strong women. I got a major thing for strong women. I really like powerful women. But that comes in many forms. So, I think I do have a tendency towards the high cheekbone, strong jaw women, but I don't think that's all of my women. No. Yeah, do you see that? Yeah, you see that woman with the, yeah, you can see it right now, that woman. Actually, I would say that woman doesn't look like this. She has a different, little bit of a different structure anyway. I mean, she does have a strong jawline, but I'd say that drawing I think you're looking at right now, you were looking at a second ago, was more, probably more feminine, per se. But, I mean, you're making an observation that's not erroneous about my propensity towards, you know, strong features on women. You should see my wife. A lot of strong features. A lot of strong personality traits. By that I mean huge pain in the ass. Warrior woman, exactly. You need to listen for John, you're right. You need to listen to John. You need to stop and listen for John sometimes. Where's John right now? You stop and listen for John. Dude, I like how you said that. I'm gonna remember that. Stop and listen for John. That's actually a new phrase. That's different than John Singer Sargent said shut the fuck up. That is stop and listen for John. John is speaking. I like that. John is speaking. Are you listening? Are you listening to John? John is speaking. Are you listening? My God. I should have a conversation with that dead guy. Have a conversation with old John Singer Sargent. It's pretty interesting. So I went to a museum recently and I saw a painting and I'm like, oh my God, that painting is amazing and it resonates with me. And it was painted by a guy, what was his name? Corbelius? Fuck, what was his name? Anyway, and I was like, why is that resonating with me? And it turned out he was literally John Singer Sargent's teacher. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, that makes sense that it resonated with me so much. And to get to see the original of John Singer Sargent's teacher was a joy. I can't think of his name right now. Cornelius? It wasn't Cornelius. What was it? God damn it. Whatever it was an experience, you know, to be here in the middle of the Midwest and get to see an original, and it resonated with me, and then me learn the academics. So I didn't know the academics. I didn't know who he was when I saw it. It was after I saw it that I'm like, then it resonated with me. Then I realized who it was, and I'm like, oh my God, is it really that strong? That literally the teacher, the guy I'm talking about, the guy I'm constantly talking about, his teacher has a painting that I see randomly, and it resonates with me so strongly. I'm like, what the hell was that? It's just a validating kind of experience. Source of the power, exactly. You don't know the power of the dark side. Exactly. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Mr. Bombati. And by the way, at that point, perhaps you'll tell me your real goddamn name. Or not, you know, let's just stick with the projected self-image. Now that'd be cool. Get to share whatever experiences that I've manifested here with you. Or a farming. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Temper expectations. Exactly. Well, you know what? It goes both ways. Dude, I might not be as awesome as you think. Dude, I'm liking this one breast out approach I'm having, and right up until the point that TikTok flags me for boobies. But right now, I'm liking this one breast out approach. Other than it's kind of got a weird lumpiness here. Pretty swell butt. Well, thank you, Bumbody. I appreciate it. I'll remember that next time I feel like going out back and blowing my brains out. Bumbody thinks I'm swell. Oh my God! Somebody dingled me. Lilith the Red? How badass is that name? Thank you, Lilith. Just showing up with your badass name. Thank you. Wow, you're gonna watch while you draw because that's awesome. If I'm inspiring you to draw or anyway participating in you drawing, that makes me feel pretty cool about being me. Have you made art today? That's what it's all about. Have you made art today? Not yesterday, not the past, today. That's what matters. How's the world? Did you conduct magic? Did you make your environment conform to your will? Today. Did you make art? Today. Let's change the music. Happy wings? Yeah, eventually I'm going to get back to those damn bird wings. I will get there. I will do it. It will happen. Let's go back here. A little, little experimental jazz. A little playing with it. I will not put this in a kiln. This is Roma Plastilina, an oil-based clay. So, what that means is when I'm done, I will cast it, or I will mold it and cast it. Initially, I will probably do a resin, and then I will do a bronze. To answer your question. Thank you, Peggy. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. I do. Appreciate you showing up, saying hello to my little show. Being present, being authentic, being your authentic self. Anonymity brings authenticity. Because there ain't no reason not to be authentic. When you're anonymous. So, here it is. Here's what I do. Here's what you do. Here's who we are. Our authentic selves. Sorry, I missed something. Lilith the Red. Thought I'd drop by and watch while I draw. Oh, yeah. Holy money, you're going the distance tonight. But yeah, no, I've actually been on a bit, haven't I? Well, I mean, sometimes you just do. I'm just enjoying the sculpting. And the company, join the people. Doppler. Good to see you, Doppler. Thank you for coming back, saying hello, resonating with your flow. Appreciate you. It's getting weird in here. Wow, you created that? I love that. I love that you said that. You created that? Yeah, I totally did. I did a sequence of events that led to this being existent in the world. Does that mean I created it? Yeah, it's subjective. But I manifested a series of actions that brought this into at least this configuration of earthly elements. I don't know, but I hope somebody's writing this shit down because that was brilliant. Series of actions that led to this configuration of these earthly elements. That's what I did. I'm sorry. I'm amusing the shit out of myself. Thank you. I love that you love her hair because I put a crap ton of work into that hair. Trying to feel it, trying to find it. It wasn't necessarily the work per se of manifesting, it was like finding it. And it's not done by any means, but just like finding it, finding the hair, finding the shapes, finding it. It was rough. A lot of iterations. I hate this part, I'll just share with you. I don't like it. Oops. This, her right side, I don't like. I'm gonna work on a little bit. But thank you. So the hair is not going to be snakes, but I've heard that a lot. I did do a Medusa. It's on my profile if you want to see a Medusa painting I did. This is, I'm going for more of a flame aspect, hopefully, with the hair. Excuse me for just 1 second. Sorry about that. Yes. So, anyway, yeah, no, here's where I am tonight. This is what I've been doing. This is what I'd be doing on this, what is it, Wednesday night? Thursday morning? Trying to find my soul, trying to find my reason, trying to find my value to myself. I stepped into another dimension. Wow, that's a bold statement, dude. Jonathan, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I want to hear about your dimension. I think it's amazing that yesterday I was getting flagged constantly for sexual content, and today I'm not. And all I've done is a little bit of drapery work. And that's what it's taken for the TikTok algorithm to not be constantly antagonizing me. Dude, I appreciate, wow. Triple sin, I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to this being done, not because I want it to be done, I'm enjoying the process, because I'm just looking forward to like what it's gonna be. Like it's not there yet, but I feel like I can start, I think I'm starting to feel the peace. It's just starting to feel, and there's a long ways to go. Long ways to go. I don't know, I might stop working on her drapery, actually, and start working on, I might go into the bird soon. I think it might be time to start working on the bird, right? I think the bird is the biggest missing piece in this story. So I might start, it might be the bird is the word, like tomorrow might be bird day. I love the love. I love that you guys love this. Like, this is just my thing. Like, I'll be doing it either way. But you guys love it. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Appreciate you. It's an exploratory process, right? And I think that's the fun, is the discovery. Like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where we end up. I don't know where the end of the story is. I'm just gonna keep going, right? It's like, sure, I know whatever, figures and anatomy and sculpture, blah, 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 but like, no, this is a whole, we're talking about something different. We're talking about narrative. We're talking about emotions. We're talking about personal value. We're talking about assigned value. Who is this and who am I? Who am I looking at? The bird's gonna be the big deal. Yeah, I think it's about time. I think it's about time for me to jump in bird deep, because I think it's about time. Do I hear it? Do I hear a yes? Do I hear it? Everyone say it a yes. Bird time. Tomorrow night's bird night. Then we'll see where we're going as a species. Any kind of bird. So this is gonna be like a phoenix-like entity. So I'm playing with predator birds, predator combined with some mythological phoenix. So in other words, I'm not gonna sit here and sculpt feathers, individual feathers. I'm gonna have her, the feathers are gonna be a little bit indicative of her hair, so they look like flames, is the intention. I'm a little afraid, I'm gonna honestly, be honest with you, I'm a little afraid of the bird. It's gonna be a challenge for me to come up with my, how I feel the bird should look. Yeah, it's gonna be not easy. I'm just gonna stretch me. It's gonna be a stretch goal. It's gonna be a stretch. Now this is a bird she's holding, if you're asking. And this hand is going to be a knife. A knife and a phoenix. You tell me, what do you think that means? For her to have a phoenix in one hand and a knife in the other. Everlasting life. Yeah. For me, it means taking control of your own fate. So the phoenix means reincarnation, right? But it's a very passive role, the phoenix, right? Observing it. In this case, she's accepting the phoenix to land in her hand. It's not an aggressive role, she's accepting it. But then she has the knife in her hand. She's literally going to sacrifice the phoenix. She is going to sacrifice the phoenix and cause and bring about her own reincarnation. Manifest her own reality. This is manifesting your own reality. This is the hand of fate that we make. This is taking control of our own destiny. That's what this sculpture is to me. I don't know what it'll be to you, but that's what it is to me. Manifesting your own reality. That's what I think about when I look at this. Manifesting your own reality. Manifesting now. Manifesting you. Manifesting spiritual awakening. Yeah. I need to go to the store tomorrow and buy, this is all the clay I have. I need to go buy some more goddamn clay. I can't even make the bird till I buy more clay. I'm out of clay. It's like 30 pounds of clay. You'd be surprised, like it doesn't look like, but that's literally 30 pounds of clay on this girl. I'm gonna go to the damn store tomorrow. Get some clay. Go to the booze store and buy some more booze. I need booze and clay. Can't make art without booze and clay, damn it. Booze, clay. Absolutely. Thank you, Izzy. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave her back completely nude. I played with some ideas of some drapery on her back, but I think her back is much better nude. For sure. Yeah. Anyway. Well, it's getting to be late in the PM. I think it's time for me to say good night. Thank you so much, everybody, to show up. You guys are awesome. Are you rich or something? I don't know. I have a rich life. I don't know that I'm rich per se, but I have a rich life. Thank you, everybody. I love you for showing up. Boom Body, if you're still listening, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow night with a strong intention as to what next. I think the bird soon to be next, for sure. Yeah, come back. Come back tomorrow. It'll be awesome. Come to the coast. We'll have a few laughs. It'll be awesome. Looking forward to it. Appreciate you, people. All of you. Love you. Love you. I love you a lot. Thank you. We will connect mañana.